Hello, everyone. I wanted to do an orientation with you to help you get familiar with the CCO courses to navigate our website. And one of our main courses, the physician-based coding course, we're going to use that as the model. It'll be the same with all of the courses that we offer. So even if you're not taking the PBC course, by us looking at the PBC course, you'll be able to navigate any and all of our courses. The first thing I want to do is show you our website, and let's see here real quick. I want you to look. My screen is going to have to be scrolled down to show the entire website. So I'll do that real quick for you. That's what I'm looking for. You go to our website by going to www.codingcertification.org. The login area for the students is located right here at the far right of the screen. If you have a question and you need help, you can always get a hold of Sylvia by clicking on this help desk support portal, or you can just email helpdesk@codingcertification.org. If you are a Practicode student, you're going to log in here. If you are a Replay Club member and you want to log into the Replay Club, you'll do that right here. All of our PBC students have the Replay Club as part of their package for the PBC course, so that will be an area that you will go to. Then we have our student login, and that's what we're going to click right now. In the student login, we are going to put in your name, your email address, and your password. This password would have been given to you via email from Sylvia. So you want to keep that welcome email saved, maybe in a file. It's got other information that's going to be very beneficial to you. So make sure you do keep that. You'll also get a welcome email from your coach, and the coach email will have different ways to contact your individual coach, which will be different than Sylvia. So now that we have our field open where we can log in to our student area, what you're going to do is you're going to put in that email address, which mine is already saved here. This is not a password that you can change. It's given to you by the system that we use, so you want to keep that. So I'm going to go ahead and log mine in. Keep in mind that I am going to have everything that we offer, and so my screen of purchases and subscriptions is going to look very different from yours. And everything that you purchase will show up in kind of like an itemized list right here. And we're going to go ahead and find our PBC course. Again, the CEU on demand and E&M modifier, the CEU's modifier on demand and the E&M demand class, that comes to the PBC's students as part of their package. So that will be here in your subscription, even if you feel like you just bought the PBC course, that's all included. This MTA course is also a course that's taken individually. A lot of times our PBC students will take it kind of as a combination with the PBC course because it works so well with the PBC course. So here's our PBC course down here at the bottom, and keep in mind you will also, as a PBC student, have the Blitz video membership. We'll go over all of that. So here we have our access the content to the physician-based coding course. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. When we click on that and the next screen comes up, you're going to notice a couple things. One, if I want to go back to my list of the things that I've purchased, maybe I've taken in the past more than one course. I had the PBC course, I have the ICD-10 mini course, or I want to go to the MTA course. You can go back to that list via here. Now, we can also go back to the list right here. After I open one of these fields, it's going to say go back right here. And that's the one we're going to use while we're working in this course. Read Me First is an introduction. This orientation video is located here. If you want to go to our Thursday night student support calls, there's a link here that's going to get you there every Thursday night, except for the second to the last Thursday when we do the Q&A webinars. This Thursday night support call is a webinar that is only for the PBC students, the Practicode students, and the Blitz students at this time. Don't forget, though, if you ever need to get a hold of your coach and you're in the course, you could always use this student support link, or you can just email your coach, and it'll be your coach's first name at codingcertification.org. We have the same standard emails. So, resources and references. This is just a long list of different things that your coaches and the people at CCO have felt are very beneficial to them or will be beneficial to you. And it's mostly just a bunch of links, and you can scroll down in there. Now, remember I told you if I want to go back to the course, not back to all of the things that I purchased, you just click back to membership page, and that will get you back to the PBC course. Next, I wanted to tell you about the 2 forums that you're going to have. If you have, you see this Zen4O forum, that's the forum that's going to get you into the main forum for everybody. In the Zen4O forum, that is going to have private forums as well as the main Q&A forum, and that's going to look like this. The discussion board. You're going to be able to click on it right here. Again, it will open up to the medical coding certification forum. While that's loading, I want to tell you about the other forum, which is the course discussion board. That is like an email Google group, which is only open to the active PBC students, unlike the Zen4O forum, which is going to be for all of the students plus past students. And now you have private forums within there, but you'll also have other forums that are open to the public. So you might have clinicians in there, we have doctors, we have recruiters, we have just a wide variety of people that is in the Zen4O forum, even though you have an individual link forum for whatever courses that you're taking. So we do encourage you to go in there, ask questions, help each other. It's kind of an open discussion board. And then the PBC discussion board, again, is going to be private, only for active students. While that's loading, I'm going to go ahead and tell you about the iTunes. If you have iTunes, you can listen to your lectures through iTunes, and maybe while you're driving or you're at your lunch break, anywhere that you have access, you can listen to those. Let's go ahead and go back up here now to this forum. Now, again, I have access to everything, so it'll be a little bit different than what yours looks like. We have the Q&A webinar. This is where we get those questions that we do every month. And you're more than welcome to put questions in there. And then we have these other open discussion boards. The water cooler is mostly off-topic stuff, I guess you could say, things you might want to talk about while you're at work around the water cooler. That's where that name come from. Then we also have blog posts, and if you're interested in writing for CCO, please contact us. There is a link on the main page, which I'll show you, that will get you introduced to the proper channels to write posts for us, and they are paid if they're accepted. So that's very exciting. We've got some recruiters and people looking for jobs in this area right here that is open to the public. Then these are all private forums. Now, if you're a PBC student, you're going to have the Blitz, you're going to have the practice exams, you're going to have the E&M on demand. You will also have the modifier, and there's your PBC student form. You'll just click on that. You'll have the replay club members. So again, you can click on there, go into the area, submit questions, and this lets you see what kind of questions are happening and as the responses are coming through. So let's go back to the actual course itself and talk about a few of the other things. Again, you have the iTunes, but this little area right here is very important to your textbook and workbook because this is the answer key. And what I would encourage you to do is if you're going through your course, now all of the courses will have this, you're not being graded on the textbook and the workbook, you're being actually graded per the exams that you're taking with each chapter. uh, the workbook and the textbook are there to help you hone those skills and practice with the guidelines that you were just given in each chapter. So don't pull your hair out. Don't struggle with the chapter questions. Let's say you're in chapter 3 of the PBC course, which can be really intense, the first chapter that starts on ICD. And if you're confused, then go look up the answer, work it backwards. This is not stuff that you can memorize. You're not cheating by looking at the answers. You're helping yourself go work the problem or the scenario backwards to assist you by them showing you the answers. Then you can have that aha moment. Now keep in mind that when you're doing the textbook and workbook, you're looking from scratch to get your codes. You're abstracting that information. But when you're taking the CPC exam, they're going to give you, it's all multiple choice, so they're going to give you 4 choices and you're going to work backwards like you would do here. All right, you're going to find the best possible answer to the highest specificity. So I urge you to take advantage of that. Right here to make it convenient for you, Lorene has gone in here and put manual notes for the CPT manual. This all is part of the Blitz as well, but we've combined it in here in one kind of area. I would encourage you, you can either start this from the beginning of the course, getting your manual ready, or I would suggest you start at about chapter 6 because that's the beginning of when you start the CPT course. The CPT chapters, excuse me. So for chapter 1, what this is going to look like is you will have the AAPC slides that are given out by the AAPC. So we take everything the AAPC gives you and then build upon that, and we also do our own slides and presentations. So you get access to both. The chapter for 1 is a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, we like to say, the business of medicine. There's actually 2 lectures there. We put in this billing and coding careers chapter just because so many people ask about that, and it kind of applies to chapter 1. So again, you're not tested on that, but that's just an extra chapter if you want to watch that lecture. Now, there is a PDF of the slide presentations, and there is a printout of the slides presentations that you can do right here and have those ready when you're listening to the lecture. If you haven't gotten your textbook yet, they were kind enough to give us a PDF version that we scanned in for you. And so there's no reason to wait to do chapter 1. And I know when you first get the course, you're eager to get started. It usually takes, they say, 7 to 10 business days to get your textbook. Sometimes it's faster. Sometimes it could be a little longer depending, there's holidays and the weekends and stuff like that. Remember, it is business days, not weekends. So again, you can look at the chapter 1 already scanned in, and that's pretty much the same with every course that we have. That first chapter is scanned in for you. Then you have your handouts, and then we did a bunch of flashcards. We got these flashcards. You'll see these in lots of the courses, and you'll see them off and on through different chapters. They are very easy to use. So let me see if I can get that to load real quick. When you're wanting to open up into another cursor like that, just hold your control button down and click on it, and it'll automatically open up in another area. Those are fun flashcards that were very compatible with what we do. So as that's coming up, you'll notice again here that when I want to go back to the course, all I have to do is click on this back to membership page. So this is all, this isn't really testing you per se, like grading you. What you're going to do is you're going to do it yourself. So if I look at ABN and it pertains to chapter 1, so I'm going to say this is Advanced Beneficiary Notice is what that stands for. So then if I want to flip it, I'll just click it here. It's Advanced Beneficiary Notice. And so I got that one correct. So I'll move it over here. Let's say I didn't know this was the American Medical Association. And if I got that one incorrect, I would just click over here and it would allow me to retry that. Let's say we want to see it in a different format. Show the answers first. What's the abbreviation for ambulatory payment classification? And I'd say, well, that's APC. So I would click on that. Yes, I got that correct. So again, you can do it whichever way you want, and you can pause this. You can do it again. You can reshuffle. It's already showing you the next one. It's very handy to use. Again, pause it. Somebody comes to the door. You need to take a break. You need to go get yourself a cup of coffee. But it's not necessary that you time yourself, but it is a way to catch and see how you're progressing to do that. Okay, let's go back to the course. So we have that as well as a study table, which just is a list of the abbreviation and the terms that you can practice with, as well as the flashcards. And you'll see that with about every chapter. Now, when you get ready to take your test, I'm going to show you how to sign in for your test. Again, I'm hitting the control button. And I'm going to open that up in another field. This should load pretty quickly. Again, if you're having trouble with the navigation and moving around in here, I would advise you to use Google Chrome. Most of our products are Chrome-based products, and so they tend to work well. Internet Explorer doesn't work very well with our course. Firefox works okay, but it seems like Chrome is the one that works the best. Now, again, if something is moving slowly, that could be your internet speed. That doesn't have to do with the course per se. But some of these items that you open are very large documents. And like the videos, you'll notice some of them may be divided up into several videos versus one video. And Boyd did that with you in mind, thinking of a time constraint, and some people don't have high-speed internet to the capacity of just everybody. So we have a lot of people that take our courses that are pretty remote. And so by dividing that up into smaller sections, not only does it help you retain it, but it also allows it to load faster. Okay, so let's look and see if we've got that going here. So we have a little introduction saying hello, and it'll know who you are by name. Then what you're going to do is you're going to say that you're ready to take the course, and this is still loading. Mind you, I'm going to get rid of some of these other things. Keep in mind that, again, not having several fields isn't going to make probably a difference, but I have multiple monitors, 3 monitors running today, and other programs working in the background. So your speed should be much faster than mine when I'm doing that. So now we're just ready to start the test. And there's 2 places I want to point out here. The first thing I want to point out, it says to start the new test and to log in and resume, because this program allows you to stop while you're testing, pause, you can walk away, and you can come back to that. So if we start a new test, I'm going to go ahead and do that. And it's going to ask me some questions. So I'm going to put in my email address, alicia@codingcertification.org. Create your password. I suggest you use the same password every time you test. This is a password that you get to create, that you don't have to have the system do it for you. So it's telling you, it pauses and it says, before you go on, is this your email address? And you want to look at that and say, yes, it is my email address. After that, it's going to do some more prompts. Let me get rid of this here. So it says, if you're logging in again, which I am logging in again because I was showing this to someone earlier today. So let's do this again. Resume. Now, if you forgot the password that you started your test in, it allows you to go in and do that again. So the business of medicine, resume. Then, after you've logged in, it's going to tell you that this is the test that you're taking. This is Chapter 1 for the PBC course, and it is going to have 25 questions. It's going to give me 2 hours to take the test, and there's going to be 10 questions per page. It will allow me to go back and change my answers if I want to, and you need to get a 70% to pass this. Now, these are open book tests because you're going to use your manuals to take the test. I would encourage you to use all of your resources that you have at your disposal while you're taking these tests. You have to learn how to do research, and to do that, you need to use your resources. So I would hit continue, and it's going to actually bring up the test and start asking me questions. Now, let's say I'm going through here and I say, oh, I want to stop and save and finish later, confirm that I want to do this later. Very good. So that's how you take the test. I'm going to go ahead and X out of that. Each one of the chapters will be a little bit different in that Chapter 1 is that behind the scenes stuff, but the most unique chapter out of the entire PBC course is going to be this medical terminology and anatomy course. This does not have a video lecture. This is going to have tons and tons of practice, because if you're taking the PBC course, they're assuming that you already are pretty savvy with terminology and the anatomy. You just need a little reminder. If you feel like you're lacking in this area, then I would suggest that you go take the MTA course with this course, and they work very well together. There's even a special syllabus in the MTA course that is designed to show you what chapters are compatible, and you can do them at the same time. Most of the people that do the combo like that do them side by side at the same time. They don't do the MTA and then turn around and do the PBC. They literally do them at the same time. So again, you do have a slide presentation from the AAPC, which is basically a review in prefixes and suffixes and root words, and lots and lots of flashcards we give you, and then there's a quick exam. Next, you're going to get into the ICD section of the PBC course. Chapters 3, 4, and 5 are going to kick you. They're very hard. They're very intense. So let's look at that. Now, here's an example of what I told you about Boyd dividing up those chapters, those chapter lectures, because they're so long, into small increments that allow you to get through them faster. So you have the slide presentation from the AAPC. You can use it if you want, or you don't have to, because we use our own ramped up version from them as the base, and then we give you again a lot of extras. This is a study table and flashcards for that chapter. Whenever any chapter has something that your coach or one of the instructors or somebody, even students, have given us that really pertain to a specific chapter and drive home something that we get lots of questions about, we'll put it in here. And we had I worked up this etiology and manifestation codes presentation, and here is the PDF for that, because a lot of people have problems with the etiology and manifestation, and so it was just easier to put it here than keep answering questions. Again, you have your chapter exam. Now, chapters 3, 4, and 5 are ICD. If you're going to do the blitz at the same time, which I encourage you to do, I would start that at chapter 6, because that's where you're starting the CPT section. All right, chapter 7, integumentary, bothers people just a little bit, and cardiology usually is a chapter that kick people a tad bit because of the terminology that is involved here. We have some extra stuff to help you with this one as well, because the terminology isn't so intense. If you don't have the vascular system and the anatomy of the heart pretty down pat, more than just a basic knowledge of it, then this chapter can give you some fits. The midterm is just like taking one of these other tests, and it is a review of Chapter 10 and back. It is like a mini mock exam. It'll give you a baseline of what to expect when you take that CPC exam. It is very difficult. I'll say that right up front. Ruth, who writes a lot of our test questions, is amazing, and she is fantastic at driving home those guidelines that are pertinent. We've had several people say that our midterm and our final, which is down here, are harder than the CPC exam. Some people said it was very similar, and I've had a couple people say, oh, I think it was, the same. But we have had a lot of people say it's harder, which is good, because if you struggle with this in the baseline and you do really well with it at your final, then you've made a progression, and you should feel very comfortable with taking the CPC exam. I still advise you take as many practice exams as you can. Still, know that any of these exams you can take more than once. There is multiple questions in there that rotate. You may see some similar questions, or you may see a few repeats, but the test is not going to be exactly the same every time. Now, because your CEU, E&M, and CEU for modifiers is included in the PBC course, they have given you that access to that here in the course. And what's great about that is when you're doing Chapter 19, Evaluation and Management, say you're really struggling, it's not clicking for you, you can go ahead and listen to the lectures in the on demand. And there's additional stuff that Laureen's put together, as well as this fantastic modifier class that she's done, that she's presented many times, that really drives home what you need to know about modifiers. So I encourage you to take those. After you pass your CPC exam, you can take the test and turn those in for our CEUs. So not only do we want you to get certified, but we want to help you along the way in staying certified. So that is an overview of the PBC course. I do want to show you real quick what the MTA course looks like, because so many of our students that take the PBC course feel like they need the MTA, the Medical Terminology and Anatomy course, as well. So I want to show you the syllabus and explain that real quick, that if you do the combo with them together, this is what it's going to look like. Again, all set up the same. The introduction, the first chapter scanned in, there's your lectures, we've got the PowerPoint slides, we've got practices, and then you have your exam. Again, access to the iTunes, but let me show you this here, this MTA and PBC course combo syllabus, which I have already downloaded that, so I hope that loads quickly for us. We're going to have on the left the MTA course, and on the right the PBC course. I encourage you, if you're going to do them side by side, make the PBC course, the coding course, your foundation. It's going to be where you want to start, and then let the MTA course follow along. In this syllabus, however, since it's set for the MTA, it's going to start at Chapter 1, and then it's going to move numerically from there. However, I would rather you start on Chapter 1 of the PBC and then go to Chapter 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whereas this is not consecutive in this syllabus. So the business of medicine, you would do Chapter 1 of the MTA. When you're doing the medical terminology review in the PBC course, you do Chapter 2 in the MTA. Now, when you're doing chapters 3, 4, and 5 of the PBC course, those are so intense with the diagnoses and stuff. I usually advise people not to do the MTA course during those 3 chapters. Again, like I said, they're intense. They'll probably kick you. If you don't have a medical background, you don't want to spend a lot of time on those. But if you're a clinician or you have an extensive medical background, it's probably not going to be a problem for you. But in the event that you do struggle, take time and don't do other chapters. Then when you get to Chapter 6, again, that's kind of a freebie. But then 7, integumentary in the PBC course is chapter 5 of the, or excuse me, 4 of the MTA course, skin and subcutaneous tissue. So what we've done is we've gone through and say, okay, then you'll do 8, musculoskeletal system, and look, that will be chapter 3, musculoskeletal system and connective tissue. And then you just follow it back and forth. Make the PBC course your primary course and let the MTA course be the sister course that helps you along the way. If you're taking the MTA course by itself because you feel like you need a refresher just because you're getting ready for ICD-10, that's great as well. Now, a real quick note I'd like to mention about the MTA course that we have, and notice I'm going to click back to the membership page, back to the course, not to my purchases, is that one, it's worth 40 CEUs, which is more than you need in a year if you have one certification. But this textbook that we're using for this course is designed for coders. It wasn't designed medical terminology and anatomy for clinicians, for people that are going to nursing school or doctors, which is usually what we get for anatomy and terminology. This is designed specifically for coders and for coders wanting to deal with ICD-10. It's a fantastic textbook. Very proud of it, and would encourage you that even if you're taking say you're taking some of the other courses that we have, the facility-based course, any of the courses, I would, and you think you need a little more help with your medical terminology and anatomy, fantastic. And again, it's worth 40 CEUs, so you can't beat that. There is no final with the MTA course, by the way. Once you've completed it, like all of our courses, you will let Sylvia know at the help desk at helpdesk@codingcertification.org. Your coach, she will probably know, but it's always good to be proactive and say, send her an email and say, Sylvia, I just completed the PBC course or the MTA course, and I'm ready for my letter of confirmation, or not confirmation, for completion. And she will verify that, as well as speak to your coach, and we'll get that out to you so that you can use that for your CEUs, or if you need that for an employer, or taking the getting the discount for the CPC exam. Our students get a discount. Also, you get to knock a year off of your CPC A if you don't have prior experience in coding. If you take the PBC course, our course takes a year off the MTA, or excuse me, the CPCA, and so you'll be able to turn that letter of completion into the AABC and get that done. So that's very exciting as well. So now, this time I am going to go back to my purchases, and again, this is going to show all of your courses. Any tests that you sign up will always show up here, and you're going to hit the access area. A few other things that I wanted to mention about the website is, again, our blog. And if you're interested in writing for our blog, you can click this here and get the information about having your articles accepted. If you are wanting more information about what do I do after I graduate, how do I get that first job? We have 3 ebooks. They're fantastic. Or maybe you're getting questions because people know that now you are going to a coding course. Then again, I would suggest that you get them involved with the CCO website and those ebooks. Here's another link for your discussion forum. Remember, we were talking about the CEUs. This is just a fraction of the CEUs that we offer, and so most of them are from the PBC course, but we also have them from our auditing course, and a lot of these are approved for specialty CEUs. This is a whole breakdown of all of the courses that we offer at this time. They can be found right here. So let's say you have signed up and you are taking the HCC course, but you've decided that you probably need to take that MTA course as well, this first listed one, because you're finding that you need to bring up your skills a little bit. Then you can click on that and make sure you talk to Sylvia first before you actually enroll, so that she can give you any discounts that apply for being an existing student of ours. We have free things that you can get here. And if you want to know about us or our monthly newsletter, testimonials, again, when people know that you're taking a coding course, they start asking you questions and maybe you don't know the answers. So I would direct them to our testimonial page or this frequently asked questions link. Again, if they're not sure, they can always contact us. We also have a help button here, and sometimes that's open for a live chat. If somebody's coming on and just wants to talk to one of the CCO staff very quickly. Not always is that open, usually during business hours. So that's an overview of the website. A couple other things that I wanted to tell you about, though, that are perks that we have is one, our social media, and we are on just about everything that's out there. We are on YouTube as well. So I'm going to bring over my YouTube page. Let's see if I can do this smoothly. And I want you to see what medical coding cert is our website for CCO. This is constantly changing. Okay, we have over 400 videos in there. Let's say you're needing something on diabetes. Click on this search right here, that little looking glass or magnifying glass, and just put in diabetes. And what it'll do is it'll give you a list of all of the CCO little videos or vignettes that talk about diabetes specifically. So there you go. We've got diabetes and diabetic manifestations, practicode examples, gestational diabetes. There's actually a lot of things on diabetes. HCC and Medicare Advantage coding, etiology and manifestation codes. Let's see, coding detached retina, which again, if somebody has diabetes, that is something they're thinking about. Again, examples about diabetes, if they're used in this, then it'll come up on that list. But just type in what you're looking for. Maybe there's a word specifically. Maybe it's myocardial infarction or something. I can put infarction. Let's see what comes up with an infarction. You may get 1 or you may get 20. And again, we have 400, and it's Boyd is constantly adding to that list. All right. So what I'd like you to do, if you would be so kind, is that if you watch one of these videos, and I'm going to click on one real quick, but I'm not going to play it. I want to show you how it comes up. It'll come up like this, and notice this little like button. If you like, hold on just a second. If you like what you've seen, go ahead and click on the like button. That helps us to make, keep track of what is beneficial to people. You can make a comment down here. You do have to have, I think, a YouTube page or account or subscription or whatever to share. But if you like something like that, it will usually come up for you to share it like this. And so you can share it on Facebook or any of these other social medias. But liking it is very important. Now, going back to our channel, if you want to stay up on the latest things that CCO is offering in the YouTube, then you want to subscribe to our channel. And to do that, you're going to look over here and it's going to say subscribe. Now, I'm already subscribed, so this I think is a different color when you're asking to. By subscribing to our channel on YouTube, again, every time Boyd uploads a new vignette, and these are usually little short 5-minute or less, sometimes longer, but usually quick teachings, then you'll be notified. They'll let you know that something new is happening. So get on YouTube, like us, and subscribe. And then I would also encourage you to get on our Facebook. We have an excellent Facebook page, and I think I'm not sure, but I thought maybe that would be listed here. Oh, here it is, social links. So all the ways to get a hold of us is right here under social links. I want to encourage you to stay in contact with your coach. Your coach should be reaching out to you every week to see how you're doing. If you've been really busy, just let them know. You're able to go from this page and like us, join our Facebook page, but you can also find us on Google. Plus, there's our Twitter. We're on LinkedIn. We're on Pinterest, and here's our YouTube that you can click on and subscribe. So I encourage you to do all of those if you're into social media. It just really helps you stay connected, and I do think a lot of people appreciate being able to stay connected. So that's about it for our uh, introduction and orientation into the goings on of getting started for your courses. Again, we went over the PBC course, but all of the courses are set up the same, so they should be familiar to you. If you take one of our courses, the others will be just like that. We do have different instructors and different coaches for different courses, so you can we try to make sure we always have an expert in the field that you're studying for. If there is something that you think that we should cover, please feel free to contact us, let our coach know, or just contact CCO directly. You can do that again through the help desk, through Sylvia. I want to thank you for joining our CCO family, and it's really our goal and to give you the best experience while learning coding and all the different aspects of the different courses that we have. We are very passionate about what we do, and that comes through because I think we truly enjoy what we're doing. It's not every day that you can say that you've got a career, you've made a career into something that you love. And everybody here at CCO, from the IT people to the help desk to the instructors and the coaches, and even the blog writers, that we all really like what we're doing. And I think it comes across. We want to give you a warm and fuzzy feeling. And hope to turn you into coding nuts just like us. Don't forget to sign up for the Q&A webinars every month. And if you are a PBC student, you have access to the replay club and so many other things that if you doubt anything, thinking that you might have access to it and are not sure, your coach will be able to help you with that, as well as Sylvia via the help desk. So thanks for taking this time to watch the orientation video, and I look forward to working with you in the future. Bye-bye.